Okay, thanks for joining us today. Welcome back to the Makeso channel. Today we're going to do our updated frequently asked questions for our Easy Tea. So we wanted to do a quick update to this. We already have an FAQ already online. We're going to kind of decommission that one and put this one up because as things moved on, and we want to put out a new product today. It's part of our FAQs of questions that are frequently asked of us. So let's get right into this. Okay, before we get into the new FAQ and the new product we have for you, we wanted to kind of give you a kind of background of the channel you're looking at and who we are. So you came to the Makeso channel. Makeso is our craft shop, as you can see here in Singapore. What we do here is we hold craft classes and craft workshops that people come in, work on craft ideals. We basically curate or create craft projects, all different type of craft projects, do them, make sure that they're successful. Then we put them out for projects for people to come into our shop, participate, learn craft skills and even craft equipments like Cricuts and Cameos and Easy Presses, and to work on a project that they can actually be successful at, leave with a nice craft project, and work a little skill together while they're working with other crafters. So while we do that, we end up making crafts, which we sell on our online site, but we also end up making tools which help our students to more easily or efficiently do their crafts. And so one of the tools that we have created in the middle of last year was the Easy Tee. We actually called them t-shirt guides in the beginning, and we basically used those. We brought them in for our craft students so that they could quickly and easily center their graphics up and put them nicely. It was one thing that they were complaining about, the folding the t-shirt. People were folding them differently and the lines weren't consistent, and it's kind of a process to fold the t-shirt, get a press down the middle, and go, and they were looking for a better ideal, and that's why we came up with the Easy Tee. Now the Easy Tee started, I came up with the ideal probably around November in 2019, went on vacation, kind of left it to the side. We came back, we started using them, and I think we put them on sale about February 2019. I think our first Instagram post is actually on for our St. Patrick's Day. We did it on St. Patrick's Day 2019. Now back at that time, selling the Easy Tees or these t-shirt guides was extremely easy because we were the only one out there. When people ask where you could get them, I say go to Etsy, just search Easy Tee, you'll find it because it's the only one there. Things kind of remained that way for a good long time, surprisingly, until I'd say about August, and then it exploded in September. And I'm sure as you're watching this video, you can probably attest that every craft site you go on, you see somebody's form of these t-shirt guides with them claiming that they created it or look what I came up with. But clearly they've probably seen our t-shirt guide and they just made their version, which is perfectly fine. I can see that there's people are actually putting SVGs out there for people to create their own guide, which I think is great and fine. Well, all these things come into play if you're going to use a t-shirt guide to do one t-shirt, or you're just using it very casually. I would say yes, go ahead, make your own, make it out of your old Cricut mat. But if you're going to do something for customers, or you're going to do something that's going to be more consistent, because that's what the t-shirt guides and the Easy Tees are about consistency. You want a good, long-lasting tool, and that's what we created when we created the t-shirt guide, and that's kind of our focus. So I know a lot of people will say, oh, I can make one myself, or these people have it for $20, which is just a little bit cheaper than what we sell it for, because really, if you're going to get a quality piece of acrylic to do this on, you can all Google it and see how much it costs. It's going to cost you to start with. And I want to show you real quick, this is one of the ones that I found online. And when you look at this, complete hot mess of a t-shirt guide. If you go and buy this because it's cheaper, you're going to use it maybe 1 or 2 times and say, this just doesn't work for me, and you're going to end up buying another one or creating or making one your own. So you want to be careful. Don't waste your money on inferior products. If you want to create one, I would say, if you're going to go, if you're money conscious and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I would try to make one on my own before I bought some ones that they made online if they're not making a quality product. Because not buying a cheaper one is going to cost you more money in the long run than if you try to make it on your own and fail. Then you go, okay, I tried to make it on my own, I'll go buy one, or buying one that's of really good quality. So that's basically kind of our background and where we're at. And so let's get right into the frequently asked questions. Now, we're going to smash our usual first 3 frequently asked questions together. The question of, will it work on all size shirts? How do I use my EZT? And why 2 inches from the collar and not 3 inches from the collar? And so we're going to smash all of those 3 together kind of in one session because they all kind of work together. And we're going to go to the overhead view for that. And so we'll switch to the overhead view right now. Okay, we got you here with the overhead view. We have our EZT right here in front of you. This is our EZT standard. Just by the way, I want to show you, we were just talking about how we invented this. This is the first EZT we made, and it's the etched one. We don't make the etched ones anymore. We found as we were using the etched ones that they worked great on darker colors, on lighter colors. The etching gets kind of washed and not to seen very well, and that's why we went to this UV print, which can be seen very well no matter what the color of the shirt. And so that's a feature that's, as I see now, is only that we have here on the EZT. And it's something that you definitely want if you're making a lot of shirts, because you're going to make a lot of different color shirts. You're going to be doing a lot of different things. So having that versatility is going to be a great thing in it. But so answering the question of how you use your EZT. So the basic way to use your EZT is to put it at the bottom of the shirt, use the smooth acrylic to just push it up slightly. And this is an adult male medium shirt and a Gildan brand. And it pulls up and it fits almost perfectly around the Gildan shirt. Once it's there, your center point, your line point is locked in. And the important part is it's locked in every time and consistent. So we've had somebody who said, oh, I folded my shirt and this line didn't match this line. This uses geometry to actually give you the center. This one is going to be very much your center. If your fold is off from this, I would assume my fold is off. Because when you fold it, you are literally taking the shirt and trying to line it up, or there might be better ways to do this, I don't know. Or you're trying to line your shirt up between this side, and I'm way off there and there. And okay, the sleeves aren't really the exact same size, so yeah. And then now when I've got this in here, when I'm folding my shirt, I really don't know what's going on the inside underneath this shirt. I assume that I have it nice and done. I can press it out, but it could be just a bit off. And it depends, so it's going to depend on several factors. How I fold, I don't think I'm perfect there. I could probably go in a little bit more there. As you get to see, trying to fold and find the center of the shirt is very arbitrary because there's so many ways that fold can be just a little bit off this way, just a little bit off that way. If you fold it wrong the same way every time, you're probably fine. But what are the chances of you being able to do this? Using a t-shirt guide, you're going to place it right there the same every time. And like this, for me, is a little bit hard to see. So on black shirts, I usually flip it over and go with my white side, and I can see it right there that I'm right there. And I know every time I use my t-shirt guide, every shirt I come to, even different sizes, I'm going to get the center point of this curve. And that's what I'm looking for, because the center point of this curve is the center point of the shirt that you want to see. Even if your sleeves would be, something got off and this sleeve was made different from this sleeve or a little bit longer, it's not going to matter. This curve is actually going to hit at the same point every time. So again, let's go over it. You would lay it on there and just slide it up to your thing there, check your size to make sure they're evenly matched, and you're going to be perfectly fine there. So, in the second question is asked, what shirt sizes can this do? So what we have today, we have a toddler's 2T here in white, and we'll take the same t-shirt guide and we'll lay it up there, and you can see it's a little bit big for the toddlers, but it still pretty much works. Just a little bit big, and it still pretty much works. What you want to be careful with in the t-shirt guys, having a collar when your guide is smaller than your collar, you're fine, because you can evenly match it up. If it's close, you're still okay. But when you get big gaps, when your collar is way too big on your designs, then you could start to get off this way or that way. So on the smaller shirts, you just want to be a little bit more careful, but you can see even this 2T comes very close to the collar, which is interesting. It shows you that the collar head size for a 2T child and a medium-sized man are extremely close in size. That's why this works. So a lot of people ask, well, all shirts are different size collars. How does this work? For most of your sizes, from say 2T to men's medium and every other size in between, including women's, that collar size is going to be extremely close to what we've calculated in this curve here. So now let's go to a men's 2X. And this is where we've had a lot of questions. So this is a men's 2X, and as you bring the men's 2X, and you push and line it up, you can see that the collar, it doesn't fit outside of the collar, but it comes inside of the collar. But what I can see is I can see where it's hitting the collar. So I can make sure it's hitting the collar evenly on both sides, giving me my center. That's why I'm saying when the collar is smaller than the curve of the shirt, it's still easy to line it up. So you can continue using this standard to line it up. So the second question that we go with, and on this second question, I want to use our women's medium shirt, which has a graphic on it, the graphic that we did last week. And we put the SVG up there. Hope you guys got it and tried the shirt yourself. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful design and came out with a beautiful shirt. So on our women's shirt, we line it up pretty well. And the second question we usually get is, okay, why 2 inches from the collar and not 3 inches from the collar? Okay, our shirts our t-shirt guides are made from 2 inches from the collar, because on your sizes from about your large men all the way down, the standard rules seem to be 3 fingers, which is there, or 2 inches. I think that rule has been confused. People took 3 fingers and turned it into 3 inches. Now, if you take 3 inches on this shirt, it's gonna drop it down another 1.5 inches. It's good. This graphic would start down here and would drift down into the belly of the shirt, which is not a very flattering place for you actually to put the graphics. Now, we will say for larger shirts, when you get 2X men, 3X men, or even women, 4X, 5X, having those bigger sizes does seem to come in handy, where you might want to drop it down a little bit lower on the shirt because of the size of the shirt. But for these shirts, the sizes in between, the standard works like that. And then real quickly before I move on, I want to show you the mini, which works exactly the same. So this will bring into another question that we're grouping in here. What is the difference between the mini and the standard? Actually, it's just the width that you can work with. As you see, this is a little bit, you want to be a little bit more careful because you don't have the space to work with there on that because it's a smaller guide. But this is made to be more economical for you, for people who are like, I want the guide, but I don't want to spend the money on the big one. I want to cut it down to a small one. And when you see most of the copies that are happening out there, most of them are made at this size, and our price is pretty price competitive with all the people who are making it out there. I did see people who are making ones for like $6. I would assume those are like the thin plastic, but I would be extremely skeptical and very scared to buy one for $6 because what you want to get, if you're using this long term, you want to get a good thick acrylic. Our acrylic will not melt. We have a heat test that we did on this. You shouldn't press this with the guide on, but if you accidentally do, or you put this on your heat press, it's not gonna melt or go out of shape or something like that unless you just leave it there for a long period of time. A 15-second press on your heat press is not really going to affect these acrylics because they're full cast acrylic premium acrylics. So with that said, we're gonna bring back our large shirt because we're gonna get ready to do our product unveiling or product introduction. We are starting this week to create and try to get to our shop for you because you've asked for it. The Maximus. The Maximus is a bigger Easy Tee. It comes in blue, so you won't confuse it with the standard Easy Tee. And as you can see on the 2X, it wraps right around the collar of the 2X perfectly. It's 3 inches from the bottom of the shirt, so it drops down onto the shirt 3 inches. One of our users asked for, and we thought, oh yes, a good idea that we didn't think of, was the line markings in the middle. The line markings are there, so we added to them. Don't really understand how you would use them, but somebody asked for them, and it doesn't really hurt to have them there, so we went ahead and added that to the shirt. Added that to the guide with no problem. But this is a big, and as you can see, the markings are now go up to 6 inches or even higher there on the side. This is a very large guide and is made specifically for doing large shirts. So we want to show you exactly why it's made for doing large shirts. Because as you see, it fits quite nicely on the larger shirts. You can achieve this with the regular Easy Tee. You could wrap it around, line it up, and get it where it goes. And then you could actually just leave an inch on your HTV to get that more depth at the bottom if you want it. But this one, for people who are doing a lot of larger shirts, this would be it. We're only gonna make these in limited sizes because actually you wanna be very careful using something like this, and we'll show you exactly why. We're gonna bring back our ladies medium with a graphic on it. Okay, so we got our ladies medium with the graphic on it. I'm gonna pull it up a little bit. So as we go down, and now, first thing you'll see is the collar is drifting. So you gotta be very careful how you line it up because you can turn these ways here and it's really hard to pick it up because it's not in contact or it's not even close with the collar. But we get it to the collar and it's right there. Okay, so now, as you see, if we actually lined this up with the 3 inches on this shirt, this is gonna bring this whole graphic down to here, almost at the armpit. You don't really want to be at the armpit on the shirt, and it's actually gonna push it, so this graphic is pushing it towards the stomach. For a smaller graphic, like if it was just a line of text, you're really not, this is gonna be fine and you're not gonna really show up as well. But if you start doing multiple lines of text or graphical things of pictures or anything like that, on a regular shirt, this Maximus is gonna push that graphic too far down the shirt, and it's gonna push it into the belly area, which is a place you really don't wanna be on your regular size shirts. But it's probably going to work very nicely for you on your double X large, triple X large, 4X large. And this is the new Maximus that we're bringing out and putting in line. It has the 3 inches and the larger increased curve for the collar around it for doing larger size shirts. So with that said, we want to show, and I'm gonna move my pad for a minute. We've got the new Maximus right there. We have our Easy Tee Standard. We have our Easy Tee Mini. And we have our Easy Tee, I'll stick it right there, Oh Baby, which we actually debuted about 2 weeks ago. That's for infant sizes. So these two are pretty much the same, just different in price, different in usability. One doesn't have the left t-shirt, the left logo graphic on it than the others. So these two are primarily the same. This one is for infants only, for infants onesies that you can use it, the Oh Baby. And this one should be used for only for larger size shirts. If somebody just wants to use it for regular size shirts because that's where you actually want to put the graphic, I'm not going to argue with you. You can definitely use it for that as well. But this one should be on the market probably within a week or two at the 3 inch mark. So I think we've covered what's the difference between the Standard and the Mini and now the Maximus and the Oh Baby. We covered why 2 inches and not 3 inches because we've added the new product that has the 3 inches. And we've answered, can it be used for all shirts? So you want to use from your 2T toddlers, you probably want to use either a Mini or a Standard. And then when you get up into your 3, 4, 5Xs, you want to go with maybe a Maximus from there, even though you can use the Standard to do that, but you could use a Maximus if you want it. And if you're doing baby onesies, you want to use the Oh Baby. Okay, to the next question. Can the Easy Tee be used for left and right shirt logos? And the answer is yes. Our Easy Tee Standard and our new Maximus that I'll grab here, both have left and right shirt logo markings on them. Now for the Standard, it would work the same as the Maximus, and we have a video showing how to use and different tips and tricks on how you can use the left and right t-shirt logos. We will link it down there in the description, and you can check out that video, which I think is a great description of how to use the left and right shirt logos. Next question. Why our Easy Tee and what makes our Easy Tee different? Our Easy Tee, when we first created it, like I said in the intro, we were creating it for our students. So we really couldn't create something that was flimsy or even cheap. It needed to be nice, that we were going to put in front of our students. Our classes here are premium classes. We create a premium space. So we really focused on creating a tool and a product that they could use and they felt confident in the use of it. And we were going to have students use it, so different people were going to use it. So it was going to go through a lot of wear and tear. So the key to our product was consistency, because I think that's the most important part in a t-shirt guide, that it's going to deliver consistent placement to your graphics. If you can put your shirt wrong every time, if it's just a little bit wrong, but you do it a little bit wrong every time in the same spot, it's almost going to be okay. But the problem comes in is when you have a process that is not consistent, and this is what the t-shirt guide is going to do. It's going to deliver consistency to you. With that said, it needs to start with premium quality materials, and we start with pure cast acrylic, the 3mm cast acrylic. Sorry, I got stuck there. So 3mm cast acrylic. I'm gonna start. Okay, next question. Why Easy Tees. Why we would choose Easy Tees goes back into the beginning, because like we said, we've created Easy Tees for our students that we use here in our studio. Our classes were premium classes, and we needed a premium equipment that the students felt like they could trust, it felt right, and also that it was consistent and it actually was durable, because we're going to have a lot of students use it. Where that starts with is an actually good material, and this is 3mm cast acrylic that we make this from, premium acrylic quality that it starts with. Like I said in the introduction, the price for a 1/8 inch sheet of acrylic this size is not really a mystery. You can Google it, you can see how much it costs. It's not cheap to start with this good of a quality acrylic. What we're probably seeing from our competitors and other people, they're using maybe even extruded acrylic, which is cheaper, or they're not even using acrylic, they're using some other form of cheaper material. But when you're using something that you're using day in and day out that you need to count on, you want to start with premium quality. Where you're going to get, why we use cast acrylic, and I keep using that word cast. Cast acrylic is done in a way so where it's poured at one time and cooled. Extruded acrylic is old acrylic they take and they heat it up and they push it through a mold. So it's been actually heated 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This cast acrylic only went through the process once. Now, that heating up and cooling down process actually degrades the material, and what you will get with extruded acrylic, you'll start using it, you'll start introducing heat to it, and it'll get cloudy on you. These things will stay crystal clear and work well with heat from there. Another part of our quality is our UV print, which is something nobody else is actually doing. Our UV print is a UV resin cured. So my resin makers is the same UV resin that you're talking about, but in a print format. If you follow me back here, this big monster is the UV printer. It's not a craft material. It's not a craft thing. But for the quality we needed, we wanted to get something that was real and industry standard wise and could actually produce a really beautiful print that's easy to see on your Easy Tee. And also it does the reverse print, so you never have a problem when you're dealing with your etched ones. Etched ones is basically having the clear and producing a white. So when you show that on a black shirt or a dark gray shirt, it's going to show up very well, very nicely. When you start getting in your whites and your light color shirts, the markings start to disappear. It's just a natural part of it. That's why we moved to the UV printed, so that we can actually produce very rough and tough graphics that will not scratch off, and we can produce them in the 2-color print that only Easy Tees actually do. Okay, so we almost got you convinced, and you want to know, but wait, you're in Singapore, how does shipping work? We are in Singapore. We do not ship from Singapore. We ship from Paloma, California, and we produce the Easy Tees here in Singapore, and we ship them to California. So we don't put Easy Tees on sale until they're in Paloma, California. Now, what that says, we use a fulfillment center, because obviously I'm not in California. We use a fulfillment center in California, and they ship within 1 or 2 days. Usually during the weekdays, it ships within 1 day. Sometimes too fast, because I get a lot of people who make mistakes on their order, get the wrong address, my credit card has the wrong number on it, can you change it for me? And sometimes during the week, the shipping happens so fast that I can't even catch it, the shipping is out the door. So they ship primarily through United States Postal Service, which has been a bit problematic lately. We were shipping from Singapore, and this was a move that we made to solve our problems with shipping, because we moved them all the way we moved them to America, so we weren't shipping from Singapore. And as soon as we did that, we probably had a successful 3 or 4 months, and then these issues with the U.S. Postal Service start popping up. I am very hopeful that the issues with the U.S. Postal Service are temporary and political base. centered around, let me just put it this way, I'm hoping after November 3rd that the U.S. Postal Service's issues will just disappear. No matter who's elected, they will just disappear because it shouldn't be a football to use anymore. But that leads to the next one that we'll pack right in here. What to do if you have a shipping issue. Let me go back and finish up a little bit on the USPS. When we ship it, you get a tracking number. Because we use tracking, you get a tracking number. And when that tracking number is issued, that means it is scheduled to be put on the truck for USPS. The truck comes the very next business day and they put it directly on the truck. So when you get that tracking number, you can be assured that our fulfillment center has put it together and it's ready for tracking. Depending on where you order it, you should be able to see your tracking number directly within the order. No matter where you order it, you should see your tracking number in the order and you can fully track your package. In that tracking number, we also buy insurance for your package. Now this insurance covers breakage or lost in the mail. It does not cover theft. So if the USPS marks your item as delivered and somebody takes your item off your porch, we will help you as much as we can, but we can't be responsible for that because the U.S. Postal Service won't be responsible for it. So, but we do buy insurance that if there's a breakage of your item or the U.S. Postal Service loses your item, that we can cover it, and we cover it with insurance. Now, back to the next question that we're packing in, what to do if you do have a shipping problem. You can contact us first if you have a shipping problem. We're not saying we shipped it and you're on your own, because we deal deeply and very much in customer service, because we feel like we've been given an opportunity to reach out directly to you, and I think this is a great thing because it's regular people interacting with each other, and as a regular person, I know how I feel if I put something in the mail, so I don't mind you coming back directly back to me. Now, when you come directly back to me, you have to understand though that I am not the shipper, I am not USPS. So what we can do is we can use the tracking number and we can look for it, and do know that there's been a lot of times where the USPS is just not updating the tracking information, which is horrible because I know people want to look at their tracking information. But as they do this, we will reach out on your behalf to the United States Postal Service, and you can reach out as well. A lot of times they seem to be getting stuck at distribution centers. And we don't have too many getting stuck, but the ones that do get stuck, they get stuck at the distribution center close to the person's house. And it's a good idea to even contact that distribution directly with your tracking number, because it's probably sitting on somebody's shelf or something of that nature. I had an exact story happen to me like that before, where I actually walked into a distribution center and I bought a computer, and this was years ago, and I saw my computer sitting there. I was like, there's my computer, and they actually gave it to me. So sometimes just giving them a call at the distribution center works out really well. Can your Easy Tee be used for a back of shirt graphics? And yes, it can. Interesting enough, if you take the shirt and turn it around, and we're going to do a full tutorial on a back of shirt graphics similar to the one we did with the left t-shirt graphic. But when you turn your shirt and you flip it over and you line up your Easy Tee exactly like you would line it up before, you feel the curve of the collar right through the shirt and you push it up and line it up, you get exactly at a point on the center of the back where you want to be. And this is for the Easy Tee standard. Now for the new Maximus, we need to probably test that out. I'm gambling it's going to be too low on the shirt with that 3 inches, but the Easy Tee standards and the Easy Tee minis will put it at a nice, perfect size in the back center of your shirt. We're going to come out with a video for that to show you how that works coming up soon. Okay, lastly, and probably most important, where can you find the Easy Tee? We sell the Easy Tee on 2 sales channels right now. We sell it on our Etsy store, our Hestai Etsy store, which is linked in the descriptions below, and we sell it on our Makeso marketplace website. I would encourage you to mostly buy it from our Makeso marketplace, because we are in direct control of that marketplace, and we can serve you a bit better. Etsy is still fine. A lot of people trust Etsy, and it's a great place to start with. Little disappointed in some of the things with Etsy. primarily is as quick as our thing got really copied across Etsy very quickly, and it's very hard to find our item now on Etsy. People are actually taking our name and actually using it in their description and using it in their keywords to get people to come to their site. So it's good to know that people are doing that, because that means they know we have a good product, they know we have the best product, and they know that people are looking for our product. But it's bad in a way that they're using internet tricks on Etsy to actually drown out. So if you go just casually searching for EZT, it's very hard to find, because it's now drowned in a sea of these t-shirt guides, and it's not the first one that you're going to see. We put a little thing in our t-shirt guide, and I don't know how long this is going to last, because probably our competitors are going to look at this video and do this. If you type capital TSG guide, TS guide, all together as one word in your search, you will pull up only the EZTs, because I put that as a special keyword in our listing so that people can find them directly. But if you go to the links that you find here below, you'll go directly to our shirts, either on Etsy or either on our website, and then you'll get there directly. When you're purchasing, and this is probably an internet purchasing tip and trick that I do use myself, because I'm just like you guys. I buy all kinds of craft equipment and work with various different things. You probably want to use PayPal, because PayPal has great ways to protect your purchases. So using PayPal, you can't go wrong. You'll have your purchases protected from that point on, and you should be able to. We were having a production problem, because a lot of people were wanting the EZT. We solved our production problems. We ramped up our production and got a lot more to our fulfillment center. But as soon as we did that, that's when we started seeing the flood of fake or other EZTs, the other t-shirt guides out there on the market. So we've kind of slowed down a bit. So we have plenty of EZTs. We don't look like that we're going to have a sales problem, which is going to give us a chance to actually talk about it more and do some more marketing things, including sales and maybe even some giveaways that we just couldn't do before, because we were like literally hustling back and forth just trying to keep up with production. So lastly, after that, I just want to invite you guys to come over to our Facebook page, our Facebook discussion group, which is Cameo and Cricut Projects by Hestai on Facebook. We will link to that also in the description. I encourage you to do that, because owners and users of EZTs that's using them, that has questions, post them there. We post different ideals. We post our videos there. We post exclusive coupons and deals there. And it's a discussion not only about EZTs, but it's a discussion about all types of craft items, because we sell different types of craft items, and even about items we don't sell. And they're a place where people have come and brought us ideals to say, hey, can you make this for me? Or hey, can you make that for me? And we invite all those ideals, because you guys have the best ideals and you know how you like to work. And we just want to service you on the way you already like to work and bring those products to you. So thanks for watching this FAQ. And look forward to actually bringing the EZTs to you, and looking forward to bringing the new Maximus for anybody who actually would want the bigger EZT. We're going to try to get that right on the market and right out to you. So thanks for watching.